Ramadan for me means something special. I mean, we're talking about a period where we have to abstain from food and drink and sexual relation. Nothing could be more profound than that kind of period. So Ramadan means so much to me. Well, like I said earlier, Ramadan is very special. I mean, that is the time where humans are really tested. You're talking about being without food and drink for a period of time, dusk till dawn, and then also your piety and all that is in check. So that for me is something special that can happen. It's a special phenomenon that can happen to any human being. So that's how I see Ramadan. Oh well, complete piety, really. I mean, I want to be closer to Allah than I was before. I mean, I think we all have struggles, but most importantly, piety for me is key. I believe that that is the key to every other thing falling in place. Okay, well, beyond, going deeper into the meanings of the verses of the Quran and reflecting now, which is an extra layer I want to go this time. I want to do more charity work as well this Ramadan, bismillah. May Allah make it easy for me and everyone else who intends to do that. Okay, so like I said, I help out at the mosque where I pray, on my streets at the office, help with filling the jar and kettle with water. It's the little things that count. So I try as much as possible to participate at the mosque around my workplace. I really don't have traditions for Ramadan, but well, if we're talking about maybe iftar and sahur, keeping up to time with iftar and sahur, and of course, I try as much as possible to wake up for tahajjud. That is very key. It's a training from childhood, and alhamdulillah, I'm still keeping up with that till now. So I could call that Ramadan tradition because it happens every year. Okay, yeah, well, water first, always, then dates, always. Then of course, my favorite fruit, watermelon, and anything else can come. But of course, just little quantity. Absolutely. I complete reading the Quran every time, but what I want to do a step further now is to now ponder on its meaning and reflect. But completing the Quran every Ramadan is a must, an absolute must. Well, your guess is as good as mine. That will be Suratul Qadr. In it, the blessings of Ramadan is structured and pronounced. Nothing could be more comforting than that chapter in the Quran. So Suratul Qadr, absolutely. That's the part in Ramadan that I look forward to the last 10 days. I have Lekki Central Mosque, that's where I go for the past 3 years now, and it's always a beneficial experience. The lectures, the soul-inspiring lectures, the feeling when you're in the masjid and it's as if there's this peace that surrounds you. Okay, I think my most memorable Ramadan will be 2 years ago, itikaf. I mean, it was quite emotional for me. There was a time where I was actually doing tahajjud and, I was in an emotional state, trying to introspect about everything, how far I've come, and just thanking Allah for the gift of life and the opportunity to make the itikaf. 2 years ago, I think the memory still lingers. That was my most memorable time. I'm an IT specialist. Okay, alhamdulillah, Allah has made it easy for me. Even before Ramadan, it's easier to work and also say my salah, Zuhr and Asr when the time comes. So when Ramadan comes in, it's pretty much the same formula. Thankfully, I have understanding colleagues who understand that I have to keep up with my faith. So when it's Ramadan, there's time to pray as well. And of course, I always look forward to Maghrib time. Engaging the most, like I said earlier, help out at the mosque where I pray, water, support them as much as possible in getting water, in the community where I pray. And of course, a lot of charity work, giving away. Reinvigorated. I mean, I'm always excited. I'm always looking for the last 10 days. It's something to look forward to. Apart from the fact that, a lot of people are converging for a particular purpose, closeness to Allah. There is a personal goal, to attain this high level of piety, muhsin. So that last 10 days offers me the opportunity to look forward to that time and really, really engage myself in a lot of introspection. So I always look forward to it. I'm very, very excited. Well, no particular habit comes to mind. But of course, I continually seek to improve. Your family, friends, people you haven't seen in a while, they come together. Apart from the fact that it marks the end of Ramadan, of course, it's a bit of a mixed feeling because Ramadan is leaving, and of course, you're ushering in Shawwal, for example. But most importantly, it's an opportunity to just reflect and also rejoice with your family for seeing Ramadan through and also sharing the lessons learned therein. So Eid is one moment I always look forward to.